Hello, buddy. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. Today's title is Top 10. Top 10. So for those of you that are watching, you can go to roberthollis.com/free, get a copy of my best-selling book, How Is That Working? And we'll get started just in a moment. So we'll wait for people to come on here and give their comments. There's Bill Shoemaker. Thank you very much, Bill. That is an incredible compliment. I was watching some interviews with him today, Phil Jackson. Hello, Melody. I love and appreciate you. Vernie, hello. Hey, Pat. Nice to see you on here. Hi, Craig. Excuse me. Just finished an incredible shake that my wife made me. So I hope everybody's doing great. I'm really excited to share this story. Really important story. Hi, John. Hi, Dustin, author, if I didn't say already, Hobby. And I see that we're a minute in, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, Kai. Really appreciate you. I enjoyed it as well. All right. Hello, my name is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And the title for today is Top 10. Top 10. Now, I guarantee you, I use that as a title, but it's sort of a different kind of conversation. And what happened to me is as I was getting involved and learning how to market 35 years ago, my mentor said to me, Robert, same kind of phrase we always say. I say it to you if you're watching this at recorded or live, is I can help you without a shadow of a doubt. I can help you get whatever you want in life. But first you have to figure out what you want. What you want. So my mentor, as I was getting involved in this business, he was watching me at the beginning and he was going, "Can I ask you a simple question?" I said, "Of course you can." He goes, "What was your dream? Where do you see yourself 3 years from now, 5 years from now?" And I said, "I want to be a crew chief. I want to be a crew chief on a very successful race car. I don't care if it's NHRA drag racing. I don't care if it's Formula One or Indy cars. I don't care if it's NASCAR or Infinity trucks, whatever. I want to be a crew chief." And he says, "Okay." And he says, "Let me tell you why I asked you that question." I said, "Sure." And he said, "My mentor asked me that question. And I told him that I wanted to be a doctor." And so think about this. Pretty interesting that you're just got involved in a business, a home-based business, and you're working with someone that's already documented and shows you, like I do, that they're making millions a year, right? And so I just decided to work with my mentor, and he asked me where I seen myself 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and I said a crew chief. Because that is the thought that I had prior to meeting him. Hi, Mary, Katie, Peter, Lisa, Eric, Elise. Appreciate you guys. And so if I miss somebody, I'm sorry. And so he said, my mentor asked me that, and I said, well, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. So, I'd like to be a doctor. And he said, well, listen, let me ask you a simple question. And he said, sure. And he says, it's actually a challenge. He says, let's just say that you're a doctor right now. Where would you be working? And he goes, well, I want to work. And he said the name of this hospital. And he goes, why? And he said, well, that's one of the top hospitals in this area. And all the top doctors are there. And he says, wow, it's pretty interesting that you knew that path, that you knew, one, you wanted to be a doctor. Two, you knew what hospital was going to be in. He said, you've already did your due diligence and research about not only that you're going to be a doctor, what it would take to get there, like a business plan, but also what hospital you wanted to do your internship in to eventually become a doctor. And I said, yeah. And he said, well, I need you to do a huge favor for me. And this is like a valuable, one of those, people always ask, what's the most important lesson you've ever learned? And you guys are going to be blown away because I've never teach this or taught it this way. Hi, Carol. Hi, Ed. And so one of the things he said to him, he says, I challenge you. He says, a lot of people think that wealthy people or successful people and whatever they do, that you can't get their attention, that you can't talk to them. And he goes, that's an absolutely flat out lie. That's the little voices in her head. Hi, Michael, that are going in her head that are totally, totally wrong. He said, so I suggest that you go to that hospital. And when you go to that hospital, find a way that you can connect with some of the top doctors there. And very simply say, I'm doing a research for school. I'm doing some research on what I would like to be. And I want to be a doctor. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to seek out some of the top doctors and to ask them if you could get a little moment of their time because of their ego, because of their success, because of their stature. They'd love to be interviewed. And I want you to very simply say to them, when you sit down with them, maybe ask them for a cup of coffee or take them out to lunch or a beer or whatever, and ask them if they had to do it all over again, would they do that? And so Bill told me the story, right? And my mentor. And so he said that he went to the hospital and he said, listen, get a good result, 10 people. And Bill said that he didn't make it to 10. He said he made it to 7. And he said he talked to 7 of the doctors that were in the top of their field in this hospital. And 7 out of 7 said that if they could have done it all over again, they wouldn't be a doctor. And Bill said, why? And they would say, well, I first got involved in this to be a doctor because I love caring for people. I didn't understand that it had something to do with being a business person. So now I have all this responsibilities. I have to pay all this money in malpractice insurance. The business of the clinic or the hospital is how many people I can see as fast and quick as possible. I really don't get a chance to really meet and get to know my patients to find out exactly what is going on that could have caused this issue that they're dealing with. So we're just basically told to see as many people as we can, as fast as we can, make the best diagnosis we can, of course, perform all these tests, and then, take this medication, and we'll see you back here in a little while. And so all of them said, I wouldn't do that anymore. And he said, that blew me away, and it sort of shattered my dreams of wanting to become a doctor. And he says, I now know why my mentor did that, because I came back and I reported to him what I learned, and he said, listen closely. All right. So then he said to me, he goes, Robert, do you know any crew chiefs? I said, yeah, I know a lot of crew chiefs. He goes, why don't you go find some crew chiefs? 10, it's funny. People give you numbers and they just repeat them. And I said, okay, I will. I definitely will. I was working for Roger Penske at that time. He had, not only cars and Indy cars, but he also had off-road trucks with Rick Mears. He had NASCAR. He had cars in Infinity. He had truck races. This guy had everything. So just being a part of the Penske organization allowed me a lot of access to these crew chiefs. And so I went up to all of them and, got them away from everything. And I said, listen, if you could have done it all over again, would you be a crew chief? Every one of them said, no way. No way. I go, why? And they go, well, first of all, I'm on the road every weekend. I don't get to spend any time with my family. Sometimes I get to fly my family out to a couple of the races that are close to where they are. I don't get to spend time with my wife. I don't get to spend time with my kids. I don't have any hobbies. I don't have any time for any hobbies. And And then it's the stress. If the team is not succeeding and the driver's not, finishing in the top tens, the top fives, winning races, just like football coaches, just like any major athletic coach, if the team doesn't perform, I'm the first to go. And there's 43 teams, and there's only going to be 10 of them that get into the top 10. So that puts me in a position where as soon as we have a bad season or a couple of bad seasons, I'm the first to go. And he goes, here's a crazy question. Once you lose your job as a professional coach or a professional crew chief, now where do you go? See, people just look at you, oh my God, you were a crew chief for that team and you failed. You're not wanted by the lower, the lower rank or the lower rank. Here's NASCAR, here's Infinity, here's the trucks, local tracks. Everyone's going to know you as the crew chief that got fired because you couldn't get the results within the team. And so they said, the money is not as good as people think it is either. So imagine all the people that that watch this video live or recorded. Think about children. Think about all those people, all those people out there that want to be something. An accountant, a football player, a baseball player, anything like that. If you went out and talked to people that have hit that level and asked them if they would do it again, and they tell you all the reasons they wouldn't, would that change your perspective? See, because when I was young, there was this concept to go work, get educated, continue your education. If you guys know people that are the best of the best of the best of their game, it's not just getting education and getting a degree and then going to work. It's constant, continued qualifications, classes, new credentials. You constantly are educating yourself to be the best of the best. And so even me as a mechanic, a master automotive technician, I consistently was getting new certifications and new ASC certifications to rank myself up to learn more about every area, right? And, I never ever thought of going to the top and asking those people if they could do it all over again, would they? So now this brings me to the most important, so I hope you share that with everyone. I hope anyone that says that I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Wouldn't it be neat to find people that have actually already done what you're seeking to do and ask them if you could do it all over again, would you? Huh? Okay, so with that said, let this really get to you. So I was thinking about this and I thought, what if you found the top 10 people in network marketing? The top 10 people in all of network marketing right now, the people that are making the most money today, not years ago. But PC, if you go to a hospital and a doctor is there working with his name on the wall and he's got a patch, Dr. Hollis, he's being a doctor right now, today, and tomorrow. So a lot of people, when they get involved in wanting to earn money online, wanting to build a side hustle, get into the gig economy, what they do is they start looking for people to learn from when they don't know whether that person is currently making money doing what you would pay them as a coach or for their courses for. So let me give you a funny example. There's a lot of people that reach out to me almost on a weekly basis, constantly. Hey, you know what? I can do your social media for you. I checked out your website. I checked out your YouTube channel. I checked out all this stuff. And I can be your social media consultant. I can be your social media person. And I don't know why anybody wouldn't do this, but so I click on their link. I look at their email, and then I go to their website. And you can go to Alexa. Not the Alexa from Amazon. Alexa Online. It's a website. I don't know if it's still called that. But you can go find out through their social media, through their website, how many YouTube followers do they have? How many videos do they have? How many views on those videos do they have? How many people they have following them on Facebook on their pages? How many TikTok followers? You know, it's crazy that people reach out to me and go, I can show you how to do that. And then I go to their social media pages and they got less people than I do. But don't get mad at me for saying this. But there's a lot of suckers in the world, man. A lot of suckers. And I used to be one of them. In fact, maybe I am one of those people. Isn't that crazy? Maybe I am one of those people. Because when I first built a website, I had people reach out to me and go, Robert, you know what? I can get 1 million people to click on your website. I was going, oh my God, 1 million people click on my website. That would be awesome. And I paid a lot of money, I think $12,000. And all of a sudden they sent me a report and they got 1,100,000, 1.1 million people to hit my site. Not one subscriber, not one person bought anything. Excuse me. Now, you think that you should be mad. But see, I didn't know what I needed to get. So I thought, oh my God, leads. I'll stay where I am first. Hits to my website, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. Targeted people hitting my site. Nope. So then someone reaches out to me and says, listen, you know what? I can get 10,000 people to subscribe to your website. Click on the subscription. And I went, all right, I'll pay for that. Got all these people to subscribe. Not one of them would open up an email. Not one of them would return any response. Not one of them bought anything. Are you understanding what I'm saying? See, I never ever thought to ask those people, hey, can you show me how many sales you did last month? Can you show me how many active subscribers you have on your email list? And see, so we think we need leads. We think we need leads. Oh my God, I can show you how to get thousands and thousands of leads. Take leads and followers and views. They don't equal to money. They don't equal to active customers and equal to active affiliates in your home-based business. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a different video on that. So I'll give you the title to it. It's like, I think I'm just going to call it Avatar, right? And because if you don't know what you want, you're not going to get it. So you got to sit back and say, okay, what do I want? I want a Candice Bird Davis in my group. I want to sponsor a Candice Bird Davis. That's what I want to do. She gets in, she signs up, she buys product, and she goes out and goes to 500K. That's what I want. And some of you want to sell product. I want to sell some. I want to sell some product. I want to sell some product. That's not what I want. I hope this helped you a little bit. So, in closing, Why doesn't anybody do that in this industry? See, because if you went to the top 10 people in your company and you asked the top 10 people that are documented, that have the awards, that will show you their back office. It's not illegal to show someone your back office if they're already an affiliate. So you can't entice somebody to get involved in your company if they're already in it. Stop listening to broke people. Stop listening to people that are not documented in the very business that you want to do. So let's change gears just for a second. So if you walked up to a franchise owner of a McDonald's, and let's say this guy's a real true business person, a business owner like I talked yesterday, right? And you find out that he owns or she owns 8 McDonald's franchises. And you said to them, if you had to do it all over again, would you buy McDonald's franchises? Yes! Yes, yes, yes! If you go to entrepreneurs, if you went to Mark Zuckerberg, now that you look on it over all over again, would you do Facebook again? Yes. You know, Bill Gates, would you and Paul Allen start by? Yes. It's weird. I seen a post a long time ago that said, you know what? When you're working with the right people, they'll never ever criticize you or beating you up if they're an entrepreneur. A true entrepreneur, where what they do is not a side hustle. What they do is not a little gig they do on the side. What they do creates millions and millions and millions of dollars of cash flow. So why wouldn't you want to learn from those people? So I was thinking about this, and I hope you guys get this, because of course this is 35 years later. And I know some of the best network marketers on the planet. Not network marketing trainers. Huge difference. Huge difference. Because a network marketing trainer can show you how to make money selling courses and seminars and masterminds to educate other people that want to learn about network marketing. Did you hear me? If you look at the way they generate income from helping people do what they're no longer doing. That's interesting, isn't it? Because if you could have fun and flexibility and freedom and make millions of dollars a year, and you didn't have to have your whole schedule full of all the things that you had to do. Like I said in that one video where, you know, Dean Jackson said to Tony Robbins, hey, listen, I don't want your life. You don't have a life. Huh? Siegfried and Roy versus Blue Man Group. So I want to leave you with this, a call to action. If you go to your network marketing company or others, doesn't matter, and you find the very, very best, the people that you can tell they make all their money from the compensation plan of their current network marketing company, like I do, and ask them, hey, Robert, yeah, you've been with MDC for 4.5 years. 2 Thursdays from now, Terry and I will go over $4 million in earnings. Craig, no need to post the income disclosure. Would if you could look back, would you have you gotten involved in this industry? Yes. It's the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. Not only did I learn from people that showed me how to have fun, flexibility, freedom, give millions to charities, but I've taught other people how to do the same. There is absolutely nothing more fulfilling. Zero. And I've tried other things, like being a coach and a trainer in this industry. Hated it. It might be for somebody else, but why don't you go to a bunch of people that are like at a convention and say, hey, listen, would you do this over again? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Then inspire yourself to be inspired by somebody that's doing what you would like to do, and you can find a group of 10 or more people that would continue to do what they're doing right now. My wife and I watched a couple of athletic, it's called The Untold Stories. I think it's Serena Williams and what was the other big Nadal, was it? That another tennis player that said that today or this weekend is going to be his last tournament. And we see all these professional athletes that retire, right? And that's okay. That's okay to retire and figure out how to reinvent yourself and do something different. But if you go back and understand that there's less than 1% of people that ever make enough money in any kind of sport. They're usually only 3 or 4 years, 5 years total. There's only 1% of the people that make that huge money. If you went to them and asked them, listen, if you looked at your life, would you play tennis all over again? Thank you very much, Jan. Federer. Yeah. If you went to Roger Federer, you went to the Williams sisters and said, if you had everything to do all over again, would you be a tennis player? The answer is absolutely yes. You get my point? So if you don't believe in what you're doing, if you're not looking forward to the next 3 years, 5 years, if you ask me in closing, Robert, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now? I see myself doing what I'm doing right now. Find someone that loves what they do. The day you fall in love with what you do, you'll never work another day in your frickin' life. Find people that are doing that and do what they do. Don't listen to all the posers and pretenders that are telling you they know how to help you. They know how to get you motivated. They know how to get you leads. They know how to do whatever. I want to work with people that know how to be successful in this industry. People that have 1 million people, active people in their organization. Those are the people I follow. And I've taught all their stuff on the videos here. So I love and appreciate you. Please do that. Please do that. Some people are just complacent and comfortable and they're not going to do it. I see Eric. Hi, Jan. But Eric, Eric already knows that he's not going to look for the best 10 people that are floor cleaners and strip floors. Eric doesn't need to find the top 10 employees in the companies that do the same thing as he does and ask them if they could do anything different. They're all going to say, yes, I should have picked something else. That'd be like me, Eric. I just see his name pop up on here, but it'd be like me going to, guys my age, 60 years old, and ask them if they could do something different than being a mechanic. Would they have picked something else? I know every one of them will say yes. Every one of them will say yes. And I can give you the reasons even though I've been out of it. It just tears your body apart. Tears your body apart. Sort of like an athlete. Your body just doesn't want to do it anymore. The vehicles are changing so frickin' fast that you no longer want to be a master automotive technician. Today, you're a auto parts replacer. Did you hear me? Your car comes in or gets towed in, you plug in a thing, and it says change this. Well, the motor blew up, or the tranny blew up, or the rear end blew up. Great, order a new one and replace it. No, wait a minute. I'm certified. I can actually rebuild that motor, transmission, rear end. No, nope, not interested. When I went to school, in trade school, we rebuilt alternators, generators, starters. You don't do that anymore. My starter went out. My alternator went out. Go get a new one. Replace it. So my industry's changed a lot. Right before I left the industry in 87, the new Supra, Toyota Supra, had 5 onboard computers. It's like the industry changed, just like the medical industry changed, just like every industry changes, right? So my question for you, or my call to action to you, is number one, please figure out what you want. Please find out what you want. 2, find someone that inspires you. See, you're not stuck. You're uninspired. Find someone that is inspiring for you. Once you pick that out, I'll give you a perfect one, being an author. It's like all these people out there that goes, oh my God, if you became an author or you became a co-author for a low fee of $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, you can be a co-author or an author of the book. And then you can say that you're an author or a co-author. And now everyone will listen to you. BS. I paid $30,000 for me and Max Miller to go spend a weekend in New York with Brendan Burchard. We learned everything he taught us. It was worth spending the money. We got a best-selling book on Amazon. Does anybody want to guess how much money I've made from that book? I don't even want to know how much in the negative I am with the book. It sure didn't make the $60,000 plus the rooms and meals and the air flights that me and Max went there. No way. So that's why I give it away for free. I don't want to be an author. Well, Robert, if people say he's a best-selling author, then everybody wants to work with him. Really? So you don't get caught up in that BS. If someone says that, say, listen, I'd like to see your back office, because we all got back office. I got a back office for my books. I can go in there and see how much I've made ever since I created it 10 years ago. And all of you would go, whoa, that is there 1% of the people that are best-selling authors that make a full-time income from being an author? Yes. Got it? All right. I love and appreciate you. I believe in you. If no one's giving you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. Please do me a huge personal favor. Go to roberthollis.com/free. Get my book for free. And plug into the next video. I already told you what the title is tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. God bless. And I love and appreciate you. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Hobby. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Melody. Jan. I'm so proud of you, Jan. Connecting, finding top leaders. Hi, Peter. Hi, Dustin. Who else? That's as far as they'll let me go. Appreciate all of you that got on here. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.